if you're a gooner and into women, this is good for you. Spend some money. If you're a gooner and into guys, you know, here you go in the mythic shop. And if you are normal like the rest of us, there is the Spirit Blossom volibear skin right here. Lock in on his eyes and the rest of his body, and you will know what to do. Patch 25:15 notes for gooners. Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in our lane, focused, and flourished. Time to soak in some Hot Springs vibes and read through all we've got coming in 25:15. This patch, we have our usual balance changes for both Summoner's Rift, ARAM, don't care, and a handful of bug fixes. We've also got something new that we're calling Champion Ability Previews. We're able to preview champion kits before and after you select for a refresher if it's been a minute. Try it out and let us know what you think. Our live balance changes contain small scale patchwork for Illaoi to reduce the frustration of playing around the vessel mechanic, and for Rek'Sai to return to true damage or E. Nice. Otherwise, we're removing Baron Nashor's in-combat HP regen to make spikes more consistent. Didn't they do that like years ago? Nerfing the top 3 tank supports. Yay! And following up on the best performing Kraken Slayer and Blade of the Rune King users. Wow. Okay. I have played a lot of games on this patch. Some of you have seen that. The new preview hover thing in Champion Select is weird. It pops up at weird times. It's awkward. I don't know if you could see champion abilities before locking in, but I do know after locking in, you will be able to see your champion's abilities, passive QWER, and be able to hover them, see what they do. There's a little mini video with it. That's really nice. I wish you could see it before you lock in. But let's get into the patch highlights. Okay, so here we are, ability preview and champ select. So yes, you can hover over a champion. It'll say the champion, it'll say ranged, it'll say 2 words, and then magic or physical for all of them, and then a show little preview. Ability previews are coming to Champion Select in draft mode and ARAM starting this patch. The idea is to offer players a convenient method of refreshing their knowledge of League's evolving champion roster without needing to leave the client. Okay. Once you lock in, you can use the remaining time to review your champion abilities. Yeah, cool. I wish you could see the abilities before you lock in, but that's fine. Battle of Koishin. You can now enter the courtyard regardless of how much you've played. Thank God I don't want to play that game. That's all I'm reading. Systems. Baron has a passive health regen, which means the health can tick over your smite, consume, feast, and rob you of otherwise well-timed kill. Let's not have him do that. Again, I thought they removed this years ago. And as compensation, he's receiving 100 base HP, which will do nothing. Okay, so this does nothing. Champions. Alistar. Base armor reduced. Fuck this champion. Thank God. Alistar has been one of the strongest support tanks for a while, whether you're measuring pros or not. In order to create a more equitable support ecosystem, we're delivering on Earth. While 7 armor may seem like a drastic change, it is. Recent armor nerfs to Braum and Leona both showed that these champions are very resilient to this type of change. Okay, thank God. I hate seeing this champ in solo queue. Oh, wow. Bel'Veth. This champ has been in every one of my games today. Bel'Veth was a huge winner of the last patch Kraken Slayer and Blade of the Rune King changes. While she deserves some nerfs for early PvP power, we'd also like to help her fulfill her late game scaling fantasy by increasing her passive stack value. So her attack speed per stack is going up, not that significantly, but it does make a difference. And her Q damage to champions is down by 10 at all ranks. Love to see that. F you. But yeah, I've seen this champion in every one of my games. Braum, base armor and armor growth reduced. Braum's armor nerf last patch was significantly less impactful than we expected, so he's pretty much the best solo queue tank. I hate this. I ranted about this last time in the patch note rundown. Braum's win rate is only good because he's picked in good matchups. It's extremely skewed because when you pick Braum and you're playing into Leona, or, you know, like, he's not a popular champion. He's only picked as a counter pick, and so his win rate is skewed. This is a really serious base stat nerf. We'll see. Corki. Oh, no wonder why I've seen Corki in every one of my games too. We're delivering some adjustments to Corki with the intent of pushing him towards squishier high AD builds and slightly toning down his extremely potent late laning phase spike while still maintaining his presence as a strong laner. So his Q is getting bonus AD ratio up by 10% and the base damage is down. And the R is getting more bonus AD scaling. Interesting. I've still been seeing people go the tanky Corki build. It still does a lot of damage. I've seen Bloodthirster Rush Corki. It still does a lot of damage. This champion just does a lot of damage. Wow. Illaoi. We're delivering some Illaoi adjustments with the goal of reducing her more frustrating outputs for her opponents. No longer will you have to dodge freshly spawning tentacles for a full 10 seconds, and instead we're giving Illaoi some deserved extra power by making her E overall more responsive and generally increasing her damage. Most notably, she will now get 2 slams from Test of Spirit's first phase before level 7. Our desire of this patch, small net power increase. Okay, I don't know. Is that her E? It is. Okay, whatever. Passive damage 80 ratio up. Cool. Cool. And then a bunch of tooltip changes, and then her tentacle attack timer is down. I guess that's good. I don't know. Is this a buff? Is this a nerf? Who cares? It's a Yaaay. If you play top lane and you're watching this, I don't know. Let me know. Leave a comment. Unsurprisingly, Aurelia's power level is taken off between her recent direct buffs and last patch Bork changes were attacking her early health regen. Wow. Get having it. Sorry to the Aurelia players out there. Kled's builds overall shape landed extremely well after the 0.14 changes, but he's looking a little on the weak side. We're giving him a bit more dismounted durability, especially in the very early parts of the game. So his dismounted resistances now scale, or they now have a base and then scale with 1%, and instead of scaling to 2%, they scale to 2.5%, and they have a base. Wow. Okay, so not only is the scaling increased, but the base is added. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of have noticed that he's pretty tanky. Master Yi, Q damage reduced. Okay, as with Bel'Veth, Master Yi has been a big winner of the Bork and Kraken Slayer buffs, so we need to take him down a peg. Cool, I hate this champion. Get shit on. I don't know. Damage down, monster damage down. I hate you. I hate Master Yi players. Neela is the winningest bot laner in League of Legends, kind of like Braum. And while someone has to be on top, she's a little ahead. She's ahead by a little more than we think is reasonable. So they're buffing her base AD and nerfing her attack speed. Okay, whatever. Pantheon. This champion's OP. Pantheon's most optimal role has been jungle for a few patches. We're looking to reduce its viability slightly as it's been dominant, and has taken some of the shine from his top lane. So monster damage down. Cool. I hate this champion. This champion's broken. Quinn's most effective builds, Static Shivs and Symbiotic Souls, have caught on, and she's ultimately a little too performant. We're taking a stab at her strength in the later laning phase, weakening her wave clear by asking her to wait a little longer to access all that area effect power while preventing her auto attack damage. Okay, so Q damage is up. Wait, what? Q damage is up a lot? Oh, but it scales with bonus AD instead of total AD. So this is a big nerf. Yeah, that sucks. Get shit on. Rek'Sai, base armor. Okay, Rek'Sai's been sad with the lack of true damage. Yup, so we're adding it back just so Rek'Sai players can experience all three pretty text colors again. Yay! We're trying to nudge her towards a more complete fighter pattern by making her ultimate not necessarily an execute, giving her more cast Furious Bite, giving her access to better late game crowd control. We're also delivering some quality of life that should make her ultimate's usability better and soften Furious Bite's failure cases. The nerf you see in the patch are going to compensate for new powers she's getting. Okay, so armor down, armor growth down, W Unburrow knock-up lockout is scaling now. Interesting. And E Furious Bite damage is now, it now has a, instead of total AD and targets max HP, and now it just has a damage with bonus damage, and then if you're empowered, and then the unempowered damage is down or up. So now it's just flat. I don't know if that's a buff or not. And then the cooldown's down. And then where's her true damage? Is this true damage? I don't know. And then her ult is nerfed. It looks like the damage is down. The max HP. Oh, it's max HP instead of missing HP. That's nice. And the cooldown's up. Rel, another of the tanks getting nerfed. Rel is right up there with Alistar and Braum, is one of the best tank supports in the game, and just like those two, we're delivering some nerfs to make room for other supports to shine. We're looking to make her durability a little less guaranteed. So W shield is down by 5 up to 25. And that's it? Wow. ARAM, don't care. Items, that's ARAM, a RERF, Sanctum, I don't know. If you're a Gooner and into women, this is good for you. Spend some money. If you're a Gooner and into guys, you know, here you go in the Mythic shop. And if you are normal like the rest of us, there is the Spirit Blossom Volibear skin right here. Lock in on his eyes and the rest of his body, and you will know what to do. Short patch. My overall feelings are like, the Kled buff is weird. I don't really understand what they want to do with Kled, but we'll see. The Rek'Sai and Yaaay changes I don't understand, but I don't care about that. The Corki change is weird. This champion feels OP. He does so much damage and he's tanky. The tank changes, I strongly disagree with the Braum nerf, but the Alistar and Rel nerfed are deserved. Pike next. Maybe get these roaming, disgusting, like the consistent thing about the supports that are OP is it's the Alistar, it's the Pike, and it's the Rel, because they just walk around the map and just spam their abilities and randomly do a team fight and win. Braum doesn't do that. Like, all these other supports don't do that. Those are the champions that do it, and they're OP. Masti nerf, I love to see. Bel'Veth nerf, I love to see. Aurelia nerf is weird. I don't get it. Neela nerf is weird. I definitely don't get it. Pantheon nerf is long overdue. And Quinn nerf is also random. And then, yeah, we get like 6 Gunnar skins. I mean, you know, get it out and get to work. I don't know what to say. Like, look up some good art and let's go.